Afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope this evening finds everybody well in all their ways. I was sitting here thinking, and I said, well, you know what, self? I'm going to put my thoughts online and make a video and talk about what is happening in the spiritual realm when it comes to us in these relationships. You see, you got to pay attention to what was, what is, and what could be. We're not doing the old anymore. We're going to something new, but we don't know where we're going because we don't know how all of this started. Because, see, you got to know what the root problem is in order to do anything. And so we have not been working on ourselves since this pandemic. We're going to miss a lot of things because spiritually the pandemic was speaking to us spiritually. Even though there was a virus that was man-made, whatever the case it was, everything happens in the spiritual realm first, and then it manifests into the physical. And so life was asking us, and the universe is shifting us because we have a universe within ourselves. As above, so below. As within, so without. The time was for us to find our inner man, our inner self, our inner spirit. And it was for us to expand our minds and think outside of the box. It was for us to stop conforming and stop complying, stop needing a crutch and becoming independent because we knew what codependent was. And so I continue to see these wars online in relationship. And I can only speak about our culture as a chocolate people. And I just keep on looking at it, and I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm watching and I'm looking, because the devil is always near. He's coming to steal, destroy, and kill. And the Holy Spirit showed me, my higher mind showed me how these entities infiltrate us, how they're able to get inside of our vessels. And everybody know the wages to sin, the wages to death is sin. So all of this started because we were lured away from our God, our ability that we had within us, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. And we were pulled away from what we were. You see? In relationship, what is happening now, melanated people are the original people of this planet. Listen and listen well. They're very much aware of that. They've been trying to steal our melanation. They've been trying to mix with our melanin so that they can extend themselves here. These entities, these draconian entities from universal or other planets. There are people on this planet that do not belong here. And the only way they can be here is if they have what we have, because it is for us. This is why they have stolen everything. They've lied, docile, and indoctrinate masses of people. They can't be here. Universe has shifted us. We're going to be woken up energetically, spiritually, our five senses. That's if you're doing the work, if you're trying to do the work. But if you're not trying to do anything to change anything, then you will stay in the vibration that you're in. You gotta change your vibration. So with this being said, with the melanin in the black, chocolate, brown people, brown, what is brown, black, brown, yellow, they cannot live here without that melanin. So we're going to be woken up. So what they're doing with the war with the blacks, men and women are going against each other online. Men are dominating the black queens. They're pointing at the black queen. We have been under a patriarchal for many generations, and that does not work. It must have both patriarchal and matriarchal, feminine and masculine. And what we do not understand, we have both feminine and masculine energy within ourselves. Listen to it. If we did not have feminine and masculine energy within ourselves, how could they defeminize a man and make a woman be emasculine? Because what they're doing it energetically, unbalancing us vibrationally. We are supposed to be on a vibration that connects with the universe. This is why they gave us the entertainment. This is why they gave us the music industry. That's why they're investing so much in the music industry, because it takes us off of our balance to connect to the as above, so below. So if everybody is off balance, and then we're going to be woken up, we're going to be shifted universally. You see, the great awakening, they need us to be disconnected. They need the men to despise the women despise the men, so there is division. So when the shift happens, black men chasing everybody except for their own queens, mix and build back up their DNA together. Yes? What black men don't understand is if you run to the white woman, she feeding off of your DNA. She don't have the melanin, so either she's going to feed off of you and drain you, or she's going to die from melanoma. You see what I'm saying? So then when she died from melanoma, she drained you, and you violate your black queen, you're not going to come back together. Now is the time for us to try to understand, meet up the middle. Men are so stuck in their ways. You cannot have a relationship, and some women are stuck in their ways as well. A relationship must be balanced. Everybody have issues, internal issues, traumas, pains, heartaches, letdowns, disappointments. When you're getting in a relationship, it means you want to relate to someone other than yourself. A relationship should be based on love, connection, but that's not what people are doing these days. They're not getting in a relationship because they want to love bond. They're getting in a relationship because one wants to control, one wants to dominate, you see. One wants to have the man to do the work or have the woman do the work, you see. The unbalancedness, the toxicity. Once we understand what it means to be in a relationship, then we can be in a relationship. Why are you getting in a relationship if you don't want to relate to somebody else other than yourself? We can't control the only person we can control is ourselves. I don't care how much money a person makes. You can't control a person. You can't. You cannot control anyone. Money has nothing to do with this here. Shape doesn't have nothing to do with this. Beauty doesn't have nothing to do with brains. Doesn't have anything to do with controlling someone. Because people have an instinct in them that they don't need to. They're not supposed to be controlled. And when they have had enough of being controlled, they're gonna say when. That's when the chaos gonna start. Controversy. So we need to look at what the devil doing. The devil giving platforms to men to talk about the women, to put them down, to point the finger. And the guy's talking about the statistics he's finding, this, that, and the third. The devil putting that information there too. So because the information is there, if we have not experienced someone, how can we talk about them? How are we going to put one woman in the sandbag with every woman, one man in the sand with every man? Everybody's different. Everybody interacts with people differently. And we act differently with people because of the vibration. You can sense people's vibration, their spirit man. That's that knowing thing, that intuition, that gut feeling that's telling you something without being said. That's the connection, the spiritual connection. And so we have to understand how to use that in a relationship if we're going to have happy, whole, balanced relationship for our children. And we're not the consideration. What we are doing, we are teaching it. And this is what we're going to leave for our children. We need to come together and make this work, even if it's no more than to be friends, to get along, just to look out for each other. We're building up walls amongst ourselves with the relationship war online. And that's what the enemy wants. If you are going to have a platform, your platform should never be to divide. Your platform should be to find a resolution, a conclusion, a resolve. So this is how you know who. This is how you know who is not on our team. If somebody's going to have a platform with 500,000 people and 100,000 people, and they should be bringing people together with those numbers. Not bringing people together to fight. We got to thank people. We can't go in with our pain. Everybody got it. If we're not going in to find out what can I do, What can we do? These people who are giving this advice about relationship and telling what they want and don't want and how somebody should be and shouldn't be and say and not say, then tell them what they can do. But you can't tell somebody what to do if you're not with them. You see? We can only talk about our experiences and hope somebody learns from it. We can't talk about anything else. I cannot talk about another woman if I never dealt with a woman in a personal relationship. I can only talk about the men that I dealt with in a personal relationship. I can't talk about no other man. That would be talking out of my neck. You see, that would be pointing. So that's what's going on online. A lot of pointing, and that's what the devil wants. People are looking for likes, shares, and subscribes. They're looking for clout. I'm looking to make us think of how we're going to come together to leave something for our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren when we get out of here. And if we're not going to use the platform for that, the enemy is winning. There's an entity stuck to you, an entity using your vessel to separate you from your own people, cultural, your own future generations. So we got to look at what we're doing. And I just wanted to come share that. We have to stop warring with each other and find out that middle ground. If we have the melanin, and this universe is shifting us, that other color, that lowest color, Caucasian, will not be able, they're going to start dying of melanoma. So who are you, chocolate? If you push your chocolate women away, that's what the devil is doing us right now. Making us fight each other till the end. Kill each other, separate from each other, don't help each other, don't love each other, don't support each other, don't uplift each other, don't come together with each other. That's their agenda, to keep us separated so that they can find a way to take our power from us. But the power is in the numbers. United we stand, divided we fall. We got to always have a meeting of the minds to find the middle ground, to find the balance, for things to work for us as a black cultural, as a black melanated cultural. That's the only way we're going to rise together. So let's sizzle in your spirit. When y'all watching these wars, go saying, what should we do? Don't go in telling what your pain is and defending yourself against what the person is saying, because the devil is making that person say that, the demons, the demonic forces. Well, if you got the answer to, you know so much about women and men and their minds and they this and that, give us the answers on how to fix this solution, to resolve this, a resolution, you see. And a lot of them not doing that. They just come and put their 2 cents in together, accepting people as they are for who they are. And if you love yourself and you open up your mind, you will be able to interact and relate to somebody else, because everybody was taught relationship issues, relationship by the people who they came up with in a relationship, and that's different relationships. So we have to learn to be with somebody different from who we were with, and learn relationships and find that middle ground. But that can only work if you love yourself. And once you love yourself, you're not going to allow anybody in your life to change who you love. They're going to have to love who you love. You see, if everybody loved themselves, then people will love you because you love you. But if you don't love yourself and you come in trying to control, that's where the fighting come in, and the fussing and the war, you see, because you're not looking at the man in the mirror. So let that sizzle, food for thought. We got to come together, my people. We got to come together, and not just in relationship with romantic, but in all relationships. And I'm going to get on out of here. I love y'all. Namaste.